Hi everyone. Our college is Government Degree College for Women's, Jagityal. My name is Satyam, lecturer in Computer Science and Applications. Then today's topic is computer definition, computer characteristics, logical organization of the digital computer. So today we will discuss these three topics. What are that? Number 1, computer definition. Number 2, computer characteristics. Number 3, logical organization of the computer. The first topic is computer definition. In the society, there are three types of people are available. Number 1, unknown persons. Number 2, some known persons. Number 3, well-known persons. The unknown persons think the computer is a magic box, but the some known persons think computer is a big size calculator, but both are wrong. The computer is a very useful device. Wherever you go, the computer will follows you. Like this, the well-known persons think about the computers. The definition of the computer. Computer is an electronic device. It can accept, store and process the data. It performs automatic and logical operations based on the instructions given by the user. It gives the results quickly and accurately. If you observe the definition of the computer carefully, the computer is an electronic device. What is the meaning of electronic device? Electronic device means the device which work with the power is called as electronic device. Like our fan, like our tube light, like our fridge, like our TV. So computer is also an electronic device. Why? Because it work with the power. It can accept, store and process the data. This is very important thing in this definition. It can accept, store and process the data. For example, if you open a calculator in the computer, you give the 10,20 as input, then the computer process that arithmetical instruction and give the result as 30. So the computer performs arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetical operations means plus, minus, into, divide, modulos, like this. And the logical operations greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to. These type of logical operations. These are all can be performed by the computer based on the instructions given by the user. The user give the input to the computer process the input and give the result to the user. Then it gives the results quickly and accurately. It gives the results quickly and accurately. The result is 100% accuracy and give the result in the nanoseconds of time only. Like this, the computer can be defined. In so many books, the computer is defined in the so many ways. భావం ఒక్కటే, భాష మాత్రమే వేరు. Again the computer also defined like this also. Computer is an electronic device which work wide variety of problems in a small little bit of time. Computer is an electronic device. It perform wide variety of problems. వివిధ రంగాలలో వివిధ రకాలైనటువంటి పనులు. Wide variety of problems in a small little bit of time. In so many areas you observe computers. If you come to your college, the college contain computers at office for office work and computer lab for programming purpose and do the practicals in the computer lab. And if you go to the language lab, you learn English language with the help of computers in the college. If you go to the railways, in that railways the signaling system can be performed with the computer, and the ticket issuing system is performed with the computer, and the payroll system of the employees in the railways also can be done with the computers. Not only this type of organizations, if you go to the big organization like ISRO, Indian Satellite Research Organization, so in the rocket launching mechanism, the total operation is done by the supercomputers which are established in the ISRO. So at last we say that wherever you go, the computer will follows you. Wherever you go, the computer will follows you. This is the definition of the computer. Next topic is computer characteristics. First one, speed. Computer can process the data very fast. It carries out millions of instructions per second. So the speed of the computer can be measured in microseconds or nanoseconds of time. I will explain the characteristics of the computers with the human being characteristics. Listen carefully. The speed of the computer is very fast. Means if you give a small arithmetical operations like 2 plus 3 or a problematic arithmetical operations like 32,767 to 32,767, also it will performs with the very speed. But human being, a small arithmetical operations can perform speed, but big arithmetical operations can perform with slowly. That is the difference of human being speed and the computer speed. And it carries out millions of instructions per second. If you go to the banking organization, per a second some millions of instructions can be produced by the different customers. Total that instructions, credits or debits, transfer the amount from one account to the another account. So these type of instructions in the bank, millions of instructions throughout the world, throughout the nation, it will be performed with very speed. So the speed of the computer can be measured in microseconds and nanoseconds of time. Next, accuracy. Computer provides a high degree of accuracy, means the computer can perform 100% accuracy. 100% accuracy. For example, the computer can accurately give the results of a division of any two numbers up to 10 decimal places or above 10 decimal places also. The pi value 22/7, if you give, it will give accurate result up to 10 decimal places or above 10 decimal places also. In some situations, the computer will give wrong answers, but that is not problem of the computer. That is the problem of the human being. If you give wrong input to the computer, then it will give the wrong answers. So, the computer provides a high degree of accuracy, means 100% accuracy. Next, no tiredness. When used for a computer long period, the computer does not get tired. The efficiency is not reduced. It can perform long and complex calculation with the same speed and accuracy from the start till the end. Means, if you come to the office, first day, first hour, first minute, so it perform the calculations and work with accuracy and speed. At end of the day, end of the hour, end of the minute also, it will perform with the same speed and same accuracy. But human beings, not like. At the starting hour, they do the work with energetic manner. At the end of the day, the human beings are tired. Like this, another character of the computer is storage capability. Storage capability means the data is storing in the memory is called as storage capability. Large volume of data and information can be stored in the computer and also retrieved whenever required. A limit amount of data can be stored temporarily in the primary memory. Secondary storage devices like hard disk, magnetic tape and compact disk can store large amount of data permanently. So, the memory devices topic is coming next class with depth manner. At this place, we are discussed the storage capacity of the computer in the brief manner. The computer can store large amount of data. The large amount of data can be stored in the computer and also retrieved whenever required. Example is our YouTube. If you load so many videos into the YouTube, large amount of data is stored by the different users. Whenever requirement is available, simply we can retrieve the information from the YouTube. Means the YouTube also app contain the internally, that application contain the internally so many high capacity computers. Like this, the storage capacity is very high compared to the human beings. Next, limitations of computer. So, till now we discuss about the characteristics of computers. In each character is great compared to the human being. But think very carefully, the computers are operated by the human beings, but not the computers are operated by the human beings, but not human beings are operated by the computers. అంటే కంప్యూటర్లను మనమే నియంత్రిస్తున్నాం, మనను కంప్యూటర్లు నియంత్రించటం లేదు. Why? Because the computer have some limitations. The first is no IQ. IQ stands for intelligent quotient. So today's computer world, the emerging technology, the great technology is AI, artificial intelligence. The human beings have the intelligence by birth, but the computer have no intelligence. తెలివితేటలు లేవు. For this reason only the computers are operated by the human beings. This is the a great limitation to the computer. Number 2, no feelings. Computer does not have emotions, knowledge, experience and feelings, but the human beings have the lot of knowledge and a lot of emotions, experiences and feelings also. Present day we are trying this artificial intelligence concept and the feelings, experience and feelings concept to the system. So till now the computer have little bit of IQ only, but no 100% of IQ, intelligent quotient 100% లేదు. If ఒకవేళ if the computers have 100% intelligent quotient like human beings, what will happen? మనమందరం కూడా చూసాం రోబో సినిమాలో. సో the limitations of computers are 2, no IQ and no feelings. The next topic is logical organization of a computer. The logical organization of a digital computer is also called as the block diagram of a computer, also called as a plan of a computer. For example, if you construct a house, first of all you have to go to the civil engineer and then draw the plan for your house. Same just like that, to construct the computer, the scientists design a plan. That plan is called as logical organization of a digital computer or block diagram of a computer. Observe carefully the diagram. The diagram contain 3 parts. First one is input devices. First one is input devices. Then second one is CPU, central processing unit, and the third one is output devices. So this diagram majorly contain input devices, CPU and output devices. The computer can perform the principle of input, processing and output. The computer system will work with the principle of input data and processing data and output data. Not only the computer system, but also if you take any system, if you take agriculture system, you will give input, seeds, fertilizers and pesticides. These are the input to the agriculture system. Then processing, giving the water and pouring the pesticides and fertilizers to the crop is processing. At last you will get crop. That is the output. If you cannot give a proper input to the agriculture system and not proper processing, you will not get a proper output. Same just like that, in our computer also we have the computer system also work with the mechanism of input, processing and output. The input can be given to the computer with the help of input devices. The processing can be done in the central processing unit CPU. At last, the user get the result output from the output devices. So, the diagram majorly contain three parts. Number 1, input devices. Number 2, CPU. Number 3, output devices. Now, we will discuss about the input devices. We will discuss about the input devices. What is input devices? The devices which will receive the data from the user and transfer that data into the CPU is called as input devices. The first and very important and common input devices are keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Not only these two, but also you can observe so many types of input devices in the world. The small kids are playing games with the computer with the help of joystick. With the help of joystick. So that is a one type of input device. We are typing some text with the help of keyboard. That is a input device. And we are scanning some documents with the help of scanner. It is an input device. We are participating in webinar with the help of web camera. It is a input device. We are talking with others in the online mode with the help of mic. Mic is also a input device. If you go to the supermarket, total the products are packed and stickered with the barcoding. The barcode reader is also a input device. Means input. Input means this is the process of entering data and programs into the computer system is called as input. The input can be carried out from the user to the CPU is called as input devices. Means the devices which receive the data from the user and transfer the data into the CPU is called input devices. The keyboard will receive the textual information from the user and the mouse will receive the graphical information from the user and the mic will receive the voice data and the scanner will receive the pictorial data. The data is transferred with the help of these input devices and stored into the CPU. After completion of the storing the process with the help of input devices, the central processing unit CPU can perform processing, then give the result with the help of output devices. With the help of output devices. So, what is the meaning of output? The output, it is the result of data processing done by the computer. It is the result of the data processing by the computer. After completion of the processing by the CPU, the results are coming from the CPU. The results must be given to the user with the help of these output devices. That's why we say that the devices which transfer the data from the CPU and show the result data to the user is called as output devices. So in the computer environment we will see so many types of outputs. The very important output is monitor. The monitor will display pictorial data, textual data, video data, whatever it may be the format. That information will be displayed with the monitors. So the monitor is the common and very important output device in the computer system. Again, the monitors are classified into two types. Number one, black and white monitors. Present day we are not saying that monitors and color monitors. One more classification is there. The monitors are classified into CRT monitors and LCD monitors and LED monitors. CRT monitors stands for cathode ray tube monitors. Liquid crystal display monitors, LED monitors, like this. Whatever it may be the type of monitors, the monitor's main aim is to transfer the data to the user. It receives a pictorial information, a video information or a text information that will be displayed on the monitors. This is the very important output device. Next output device is commonly we are using printers. For example, if you type a letter or if you type a document in the Word using the Word software or whatever it may be the software, you have to take a printout on the paper with the help of printers. With the help of printers. Again, the printers are so many types. Laser jet printers, inkjet printers, high quality printers, like that. The next output device is speakers, audio system. Speakers or audio system. The speakers or audio system will transfer a voice information, a music information to the users. Then today we will using a projectors. While we are giving a presentation in a office meeting, we are using the projectors. With the help of projectors, the PPTs, the PowerPoint presentation information will be projected on the screen. So this is also one type of output devices. So the output devices means the devices which receive the data from the CPU, central processing unit, and transfer that data to the user is called as output devices. Next, first part is over, input devices. Then second part is over, that is output devices. Then very important part in the block diagram of the computer is CPU, central processing unit. So the central processing unit is nothing but the brain of human system. In human system, our brain calculate everything and give the responses to the world. So our human body is also take the information from the world with the help of input devices like ears, nose, eyes, like this. And our brain is a CPU, central processing unit. Total the calculations will be done with the help of this CPU. Then at last you will give the result with the help of output device, that is mouth. So this is a comparison between the human being and the computer. So come to the CPU, central processing unit, CPU. The CPU contain three important points. The CPU contain three important points. Number one, memory unit. Number two, arithmetical logical unit. Number three, CU control unit. So we will discuss one by one. First one is memory unit. The computer contain a memory unit. The memory unit main use is to store the data temporarily or permanently. Temporarily or permanently. Whenever you want the information, the data will be transferred to the user. So the computer memory is majorly classified into two types. Number one, primary memory. Number two, secondary memory. What is the difference between primary memory and the secondary memory? The primary memory means the RAM and ROM. RAM stands for random access memory, ROM stands for read only memory. These two units comes under to the primary memory of the computer device. What is the use of primary memories in the CPU? First of all, we will discuss about the ROM, read only memory. The read only memory, ROM, is mainly used for booting process. What is the meaning of booting? Booting means the process of converting unusable mode to the usable mode of the computer is called as booting. For example, if you come to the computer lab and the computer is now idle position, simply you switch on the computer. Then what will happen? The operating system will be loaded and it will now ready to work with the user. So if you switch on the computer and that is converted from idle mode to the usable mode, no instructions are given by the user. How it is work? Means the instructions which are loaded in the ROM, read only memory, with the help of that instruction, the booting process will be occurred and the computer will be converted from the idle position, unused position, to the used position. This is called as the booting process. For this booting process, we are using the memory of ROM. Then second one is RAM, random access memory. What is the use of random access memory, RAM? For example, if you type something with the help of keyboard, that will be transferred to the CPU and that will be stored in the file. So, to transfer from the keyboard to the particular file, in between the RAM, the random access memory RAM can store the data and transfer the data into the particular application. The random access memory RAM can work a mediator between the processor of the computer and applications of the computer. So, the transfer of data from one device to another device with the help of RAM only. So, the RAM and ROM both comes under to the primary memories of the computer. But in the primary memory, we can store a little bit of amount only. ROM contain a set of instructions and a RAM contain a small information. The small information will be transferred from one device to another device in the CPU. So, next, secondary memories. What is the use of secondary memories? If you store the data permanently and large amount data, we can store the data in the secondary memories only. The secondary memories like hard disks, pen drives, CDs, DVDs, these are all comes under to the secondary memory devices. These devices store the data permanently. Whenever you want, it will retrieve the information from the secondary memory devices. So, we will discuss the memory unit thoroughly in the coming topic. Next, the CPU second part is ALU, Arithmetical Logical Unit. ALU stands for Arithmetical Logical Unit. The major operations performed by the ALU are additions, subtractions, multiplications, division like the arithmetical operations, and logical operations like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, these type of logical operations. While we are using so many applications in the computer, so the arithmetical operations, that application want arithmetical operations and logical operations. These arithmetical operations and logical operations can be performed in the ALU only, Arithmetical Logical Unit only. Then third part of the block diagram of computer is CU, Control Unit. The CU is work like a principal in the college. For example, if you take our college, so in the college, students are there, different departments are there, lecturers are there, teaching staff is there, non-teaching staff is there. Total these persons are operated by the principal. Same just like that, while we are using the computer, we are using so many applications with the help of computer. We are doing so many operations with the help of computer. We are using so many input devices, so many output devices, and different types of calculations, different types of works with the help of computer. So these total devices are controlled. These total devices are controlled with the help of control unit, with the help of control unit CU. So the control unit work like this. The process of input, output, processing and storage is performed under the supervision of a unit called control unit. It decides when to start receiving data, when to stop it, where to store data, etc. It takes care of step-by-step processing of all operations inside the computer. So the control unit is a unit which controls the total computer system. Total computer system is called as control unit CU. Like that, the block diagram of a computer contain majorly three parts. Number 1, input devices. Number 2, CPU, central processing unit. Number 3, control unit CU. Again, the CPU, central processing unit, contain three important points. Number 1, memory unit. Number 2, ALU, arithmetical logical unit. Number 3, control unit. So these are the topics we covered in this section. Thank you.